And I believe we are live. So here I am again for the weekly Q&A live online. Anybody who is out there who wants to talk about the Quran and God and what is happening today and what will happen and what has happened, you can ask those questions. So the link for the chat is in the comments. You can try click on that and join in the conversation. So today I have Imran, who has volunteered to be the guinea pig for question and answer and to be uh, live with me, so we don't have downtime and we can fill in with our own chats while others are asking questions. So can you hear me, Imran?
Salam, I can hear you.
Salam. Yeah, good. So that took a while. Yeah, like
Yeah,
half
I
an
mean,
hour to get this.
so peace to everyone and all those people who patiently waited, and thank you, Asad, for bearing with me. We had a technical issue here, but thank God we made it.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. So we will have questions coming in. Whoever wants to ask, they can type in the chat or join in the conversation. The link is scrolling across the screen as well as in the description. So that's how we're gonna do it. And Imran, you can lead off with where you want to take the conversation initially today.
So it's amazing that today I was reading something in chapter 7, and I was thinking that I should ask you because you have told us about this many times, and I just I'm not sure. Like I feel like I have an idea, but I'm not sure. In sign number 157 of chapter 7, if you could tell us that God is talking about a messenger, the prophet, the illiterate, and who is this person, do you think?
I mean, we can go to the uh,
Sign 157.
yeah, we can bring it up on screen. Let's bring
Okay.
it up on screen and then we can look at it and see what this is all about here. Yeah. So can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is where actually, if you go at the beginning, a few signs before,
Hmm.
when Moses, sign number 155, yeah,
Hmm.
and elected Moses' people 70 men to our meeting. But when grabbed them the hitting, so they got hit somehow, he said to God, Lord, if you wished, you would destroy them from before and to me. Are you destroying us with what did the fools from us? If here accept your trial, you make astray with it one you wish, and you guide one you wish. You are inheritor, so forgive to us and mercy us, and you better of the forgivers. And write to us in this the world good, and in the hereafter surely we guide it to you. So this is Moses' request after God hit them when they got hit on
Hmm.
their meeting with God. These are the same people, I believe, who wanted to see God. Yeah, I don't know
Hmm.
100%, but I would venture to judge or believe that these are the people who, when his people asked, "We show us God openly," I guess this is that meeting, and they were put to death and brought out alive. Those people who wanted to see God, and they saw God. Obviously, the only way you can see God is when you're dead. You can't see Him in this creation. It's impossible. God has made it impossible. So God responded, "My punishment I send with it one I wish, and my mercy encompasses everything. But soon I will write her to those they fear, and they bring the purity, and those they with our signs they believe. Those they will follow the messenger, the prophet, the illiterate. The one they will find him written with them in the Torah and the Injil. He will command them with the goodness, and he will stop them over the weirdness, and he will allow to them the good, and he will forbid over them the wickednesses, and he will lower over them their strictness and the binds which they are over them. So those who believe with him, and they honor him, and they help him, and they follow the light which sent down with him, those They're the prosperous. So, who is this messenger? I mean, I believe it's Muhammad. Absolutely. I believe it's Muhammad being referred to here. But any messenger after Muhammad, including me, literally, we are the illiterate. Yeah. We come from nowhere and we learn all this stuff via this book, the Quran. Muhammad's case is obviously specific and special, that he was chosen, he was illiterate, he was guided to do everything, and then in the end, the Quran was sent down on him. The rest of us after him, we are inspired by the Arabic Quran. There's no doubt in that. So he is the illiterate messenger mentioned here. And people say, well, where is it written in the Torah and the Injil? Yeah, if you go to the original Torah and the Injil, you will find it written there. There's no doubt in that. And then everybody says that, oh, those who follow him, they will be prosperous. Those who follow him will be following Jesus, will be following Moses, will be following Abraham. So this thing that only to follow Muhammad is a nonsensical argument. It makes no sense. It's not a serious argument. So obviously, any messenger that is sent by God, no matter who it is, no matter when it is, whoever follows that messenger in that time from those people will be prosperous, because we all command with the goodness, we all stop over the weirdness, we all allow the good, and we forbid the wicked. And we're here to lower the strictness and binds which you put upon yourselves, all this nonsensical cultural baggage that is taught to us. I mean, we are just imbecilic creation of God which falls for nonsensical garbage all the time. Every generation does the same. We create our creations and then we marvel in that creation, and then we vain glory, and we are proud and arrogant with what we've created. Every generation does the same. It's not like we're any different. And then everyone says we're the most advanced. Yeah. No one before us was more advanced than us. So, yeah, I mean, and then after this sign, and he's commanded to say the messenger, any messenger. What does he say? O you, the mankind, surely I am messenger of the God to you altogether, the one, to him kingship of the heavens and the earths. No God except he. He gives life and he gives death. So then the Spirit says, so believe with the God and his messenger, the prophet, the illiterate. This is Muhammad, the one. He believes with the God and his words, and follow him. Maybe you be guided. So this is what it is, yeah. This is the reality of what this sign is. Is that like, does it clarify the issue here?
Absolutely, it's beautiful, man. I mean, by the grace of God, the explanation is beautiful, and by the grace of double grace of God, that I was pretty close to that.
Yeah.
But you just confirmed it, so it feels good. Because the other thing is that, like what you were saying about the fact that if people say that this is Muhammad and then they make him exclusive, right there would be the partnering with Allah,
Yeah,
with
that's
God.
basically separating from the other messengers. If you just say we only have to follow Muhammad and that's it, then you're deluded.
Mm.
Then you're completely deluded. You got to follow all messengers of God. The ones that are in front of you are the most important ones. Muhammad ain't here. Jesus is not here. Moses is not here. Noah is not here. Abraham is not here. I am here. I am the messenger of God. So if you follow me, you'll be guided, because I follow all of them, because I follow this Quran. And from the Quran, without a doubt, myriad messengers are telling me to do what I need to do, starting from Gabriel down to Muhammad. All of them are talking to me and telling me what to do, directly and indirectly. Indirectly by what they said to their people, and directly by what they said to us, all of us, all mankind. What Muhammad says and what I say is the same thing from the Quran. I don't add to the Quran, I don't take away from the Quran. I say what the Quran says, nothing more. Nothing more can I say. I can say less because I will never understand the whole Quran. I have no doubt in that. I will keep learning till I die, hopefully. All right, so where do we go from here? I don't see any questions coming in. People are
Are
supposed
they?
to ask questions.
Is anyone listening?
There are a couple of viewers.
So anyone can ask any question, or maybe they were listening to you because you were making so much of sense that now
I
we
don't
don't know what to
know.
ask you.
There's like two people. There's not they. Anyway, so
We got uncountable eyes in the unseen listening and watching this program, man.
but they're not going to benefit from it. Huh?
That's true. That's true. We are the ones benefiting, so thank God for this, man. But is Umar listening to me?
Yeah, he's listening, but his comments are not. They're not. Yeah, your comments are visible. I don't see any questions. Put
Yeah.
your
No,
questions there, and then I will address them. Yeah, I'm talking to
I
the.
I just wanted to say to Umar that Umar, if you're listening to me, you have to understand one thing, and I say this with absolute surety and with absolute truth, that whatever that you are doing right now with the majestic reading and with Asad, this is the biggest good thing that you have done in your life. Because if there is higher than that, then you can always feel free to tell me about it. Because I don't really know. Maybe there is something there. But, you know, the biggest thing in this life of the world that will benefit you is knowledge from the God. And that is secured and sealed in this Quran, delivered through his messengers, which has been the case always. So there might be fear, there might be you might be scared or shy or and all of that. Whenever you feel like that, just remember that right next to you there is Allah. He's in this conversation, and you should only fear him. So drop all your baggage, man, and take the cross over the step. You've taken the step. That is brave. You have some courage. God put some courage in your heart. But don't be shy now. Don't be uh, like the hypocrites do. They stay in the center. Because I can tell you that if Asad is wrong, or if this Quran is wrong, he has challenged the entire earth since 15 years to come and prove him wrong. Why hasn't anyone come? Even Asad, Omar, go watch the shows of the Light and the Lamp that Asad and uh, his wife did. Who is a believing woman. So go listen to those episodes and then see how together, led by Asad, the three of us challenged all of them, all your Pakistani mullahs, all those guys around the world, the Arabs, and whoever claims to be a Muslim or somebody who is knowledgeable in the Quran. He has openly challenged all of them. But you know what they did? They send me, through their people, they send me note of monetization that, oh, you have used our video in your show. But they never had the guts to come and ask Asad that, why are you saying this? What is your source? Why are you berating us? Because those who say evil lies about God, they need to be berated and put in their places. If people can say whatever they want to say about their faith, why can Asad and I and you say what we truly believe about our faith? So don't be shy, man. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is what Asad used to tell us. You are afraid that you will say something wrong or you will make a mistake, Umar. We are all stupid people except the servants of the God, the exclusive. We will make mistakes. Even they make mistakes. You know the Quran, Moses made a mistake. You know the Quran, Jonah made a mistake. But we
Muhammad
don't.
made mistakes. They're written in the
Muhammad made mistakes. But we accept them and then we clarify and we correct and we move. Because the biggest humiliation, Umar, will not be in front of this mankind or the messengers. It will be in front of God. That you don't want, man. So I I told Asad Bhai that I was so happy and to know that you're doing this. You have the guts, man. In entire Pakistan, you're the only brave guy left who's listening. So ask him. It will benefit you. Don't. uh, ask what is relevant and ask what is in your heart, because Allah already knows it. Even if you're wrong, ask Him. He will clarify to you with the will of God, and then you will not be in confusion anymore, inshallah.
Anyway, I
So
don't
that's,
see any questions. I just see, okay, okay, I'm here and whatever. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, he's not even coming with his audio. He's shy.
Whatever. Anyway, so let's move along before we get any questions. We
Okay,
can
so
continue on
my
our own line.
yeah, what I wanted to ask you about is, considering that you've been quiet, sitting in the background, working on new audio versions of the Quran. How are you seeing what is happening in the world right now through the eyes of God? How do you see it from the Quran? What's happening in Russia, Ukraine, India, Pakistan, and United States of America and Europe?
I mean, like, I've been talking about it for since like 2008, 9, that uh, what is coming uh, to the earth, to mankind, is the second promise that God made to the sons of Israel in the book. And it was written at the time of Jacob and Joseph. At that time, Abraham, Jacob, they were told then that you, meaning the sons of Israel, the sons of Jacob, the 12 sons of Jacob, and their progeny, they would be high in the earth, highness great, and they would war in the earth severe. And twice they would do that. And twice they would be destroyed. So I've been saying this for 16, 17 years now, that their destruction is coming. This is the second promise we're living today. The trajectory of the book clearly, and I've questioned myself several times. I keep questioning myself whether I get it right or not. I go back to the same signs in the books, especially chapter 17, to see whether I'm right or wrong. And every time the book pushed me back and say, yes, this is the second promise. So what's occurring now in the last 5 to 6 years is a clear revelation that what I was saying was actually clearly the truth. Is the absolute truth that this is a time for the second promise. What has happened since COVID came along, and then these wars that started in 2022 in earnest, and they're just expanding now. I don't see an end to this except a major debacle. But at the end of whatever this sequence is going to be, and whatever they're doing, the hegemony, the highness, the control, the power, whatever they've constructed, which is high in the earth, the sons of Israel, which, by the way, are the Christians and the Jews together on the earth today, not just the Jews. They will be vanquished. They will lose their control and hegemony, and they will be destroyed. I mean, the destruction, when people say, oh, they'll be massacred and destroyed, yeah, they will be massacred, they will be destroyed, doesn't mean they'll disappear from the earth. They will remain on the earth after that. But their hegemony will be destroyed, and they will be made like what the similar, no, I don't know if it'll be exactly like what happened to the people before Moses was sent to rescue them. They became slaves to Pharaoh. So, similar to that, they will become subjugated in the earth again when this happens. Now, what is the next step after that? I don't know. I don't know. There is a punishment that's going to come. Absolutely. No doubt about it. When the smoke is brought over mankind, the heaven comes with smoke, and it will cover mankind. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm still on the fence as to whether it's going to happen at the time of this destruction, which is the punishment coming to the sons of Israel now, and the rest of the world will not escape that, by the way. I mean, people sit in the East, the so called Muslims, uh, who are not Muslims, they sit there and they say, oh, they're going to be destroyed, and what? You're going to be left alone? You will not feel the wrath of that
Yeah.
destruction that will come over the sons of Israel. What has been happening in the Middle East for the last
God.
around 15 years since the Arab Spring began? Yeah, one country after another has been toppling, and what they're trying to do is to maintain their hegemony. The sons of Israel, they know it, right? I mean, the knowing sons of Israel, the ones who actually know the Torah and the Injil, the Bible, they know that there's going to be an apocalyptic destruction of the sons of Israel. Especially some of these evangelical Christians, they want the so-called Armageddon to come and the Jews be destroyed, right? They think the Messiah is going to return when the Jews are destroyed. Forgotten that it's not the Jews that are going to be destroyed. It is the sons of Israel.
Can you hear me? Have we lost connection?
Yeah,
And
now
I'm
we're back again. I
now,
lost connection a little bit.
yeah, maybe it was on my end,
I don't know.
but
I think it was on my end.
but the
But yeah,
funny part is earlier what you were saying. The funny part is that they don't know that
we're
they're.
back.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said that they don't know that it's for the sons of Israel, not just the
yeah,
Jews, and they're one of the sons of
the
Israel.
evangelical Christians, right? That's the way where I
Hmm.
lost. The evangelical Christians, correct?
Yes, sir. That's where you lost.
Okay, so yeah, so they think it's the Jews that are going to be destroyed, and that will make the Messiah return. And that's a little bit of a joke on them because they're all going to be destroyed, the Christians and the Jews. Their hegemony will be destroyed. Whatever these Western powers, so-called Western powers, are doing is to maintain their hegemony, to maintain their control over the processes on the earth. They don't want to let go of that. They
Hmm.
want to maintain their power, and they're not going to be successful. No matter what they do, it doesn't matter who destroys them. I mean, it can be mankind that will destroy them. It could be God through
Them,
any, uh,
themselves.
or them. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're destroying themselves quite well from inside. Absolutely. The United States, the Europeans, I mean, they're all, I mean, Israel, what they're doing, they're destroying themselves. That's how it works with the way of God. I mean, with your own hands, or with the hands of the believers, or by the hands of the angels, or one part of mankind pushing away the other. So it's how God chooses that they will be destroyed. Yeah? I mean, it's not like there's any shortage of methods by which God can annihilate them. Yeah. So it will
Yeah.
happen, and Jesus will return around that time. This is the conundrum that I cannot resolve 100%. Whether he's going to come uh, before the smoke, after the smoke, after this destruction, before the smoke, I have no idea. But he will come after the sons of Israel are vanquished. The second promise, I believe, after around that time, he will come. Most likely after, I believe. But I'm not sure of that. So that's what we're witnessing on the earth today. And everybody is worried about their economies, their currencies, their progress, their development, their scientific, their space programs, all this nonsense. They're focused on that. They're afraid of losing their wealth, their control over their people and their economies, by which they make themselves the rulers of the world. So, and the Arabs are the most despicable, I would say, in this, because they say all these things about these Palestinians being massacred, and uh, at the same time, they will do nothing because they fear the uprising of their own people,
Yeah.
as well as the down fall of their wealth and power. So, I mean, these people are. I mean, look in the Quran what the Quran
Hmm.
says about the Arabs. It's not like the mankind isn't similar, but the Arabs are specifically singled out to be called severe hypocrites and rejectors. Severe the Arabs are, yeah. In chapter 9, you can go check it out. People say that word Arab means the desert Arabs. And I say, what? Is there other than desert in Saudi Arabia? I mean, like, these people are just lost in their minds. The Arabs are the best because the Quran came in Arabic, so the Arabs have to be the best, Right. So the Jews are the because best because the Torah came in Hebrew. What nonsense is that? Or the Christians are the best because the Bible came when they spoke Aramaic. I mean, what nonsense. Anyway, that's what I think is happening. But the details of what's going on is often really no import, right? I mean, who's going to destroy whom? Who is going to win the Ukraine war? Who's going to win the Israel Palestinian Hamas war? Does it matter? I mean, in the end, all of them are going to be destroyed. There's going to be no exception in that. Yeah. So here we have one question. One first question. Would it be accurate to say that the Rothschild family is part of the sons of Israel or perhaps even their leaders? I don't know if they're their leaders, but they're absolutely certainly from the sons of Israel. There's no doubt in that. They are the from the sons of Israel, but Rothschilds are not the only family that control. Yeah, there's so many different entities. If you want to look at who's controlling everything, you look at where the money resides. Yeah, where the power
Mhm.
and money resides. Go to the so-called monarchs which are hidden in Europe. They control a lot of wealth. They don't even portray themselves in the public. Half the countries have kings and queens. You know that in Europe.
Mm.
You don't.
Yeah,
You know that.
quietly.
You don't.
Yeah, yeah, I knew this.
Yeah. So they half the countries you don't even know they had kings and queens. They have kings and
Yeah,
queens.
yeah.
Thailand,
Monaco.
Malaysia. I mean, all these people are ruled by monarchs, and they say, "Oh, the dictatorship is in the east." Sure, sure. The politicians are just foot soldiers. They're just
Mm,
the face. I would say the more acceptable face of the tyranny that is in the background.
mm.
They are the polite political, yeah, polite. I guess that's where political comes from polite, right?
They are the sacrificial lambs.
Exactly, and they are not really polite anymore. Look at the
Oh,
example
yeah.
of Boris Johnson and this guy orangutan Trump. Yeah, I call him
Mhm.
orangutan because he's like an ape. So yeah, I think that's enough for that aspect. Yeah, of what's going
Mhm.
on. All right. Do
No
we
more
have?
questions? So I have one more. If
Oh,
you could uh, once again uh, explain uh, these three terms that are openly used on the earth today, and it's so funny that people don't know the actual meaning of these three terms, and yet they throw it with such pride and arrogance that it's laughable now. One is, what is the actual meaning of the word Jew? What is the actual meaning of the word Christian? And what is the actual meaning of the word Muslim?
okay. Interesting. So in the Quran, let's go. Obviously, we go to the source, which is the Arabic Quran.
Yeah.
The Jews are called Had or Hud, not Hud, Yahud or
Yeah.
the Had. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hudian. So this word is like those that are hardened. Yeah,
Hmm.
and let's see how many times this word is actually mentioned in the Quran. Yeah.
Yeah. And is it specifically referring to the hardness of the heart?
I mean, obviously, hardness means that their hearts are hardened,
Yeah.
hardened
Which
against the truth. Yeah,
so
your
so they
heart
will
can.
not. It will be opposite of compassionate.
Yeah, obviously, look at the
Yeah.
so-called Muslims; they're the same.
Hmm.
They're the same, right? I mean,
Hmm.
Hadu or Had. These are the word. This is the word used for those that are Jews. But if you apply it to the so-called Muslims, it applies exactly the same way. They are also Hud, Hadu today. The Hadu,
Hmm.
Allazina Hadu, Hud. Yeah, Yahudi. They call him Yahudi, right? In Urdu.
Hmm.
So uh, they are the hardened. They are the hardened, and The Christians, which are called Nasara in the Quran, it comes from the word Nasr, which is help. Nasir, helper. So Nasara, they are the helpers, the Christians. So that's their root word. And if you look around the earth, which of the segments actually help other people more than everyone else? The Christians. I mean, there's
The,
no question in that. You don't have to
absolutely.
do a thesis or a research study or go and look. No, it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's not even funny how obvious it is. Yeah, they are the helpers. They're called helpers, Christians. And then the word Muslim, which is not the word for those who follow this Quran, by the way. That let be clear. Yeah, the word Muslim comes from Islam. Islam is not peace. Islam is not a religion of peace. I don't know who came up with that nonsense. Okay, Islam means submission, to accept, to become whole, to complete, to acquiesce, to compromise, to submit, to bow, right? To
Mhm.
obey. Muslim, yeah. And when you do Islam, you become Muslim. Now, everybody is a Muslim, no question. Everybody is a Muslim. What you submit to, you are Muslim too. That's why it
Mhm.
said, to Him we submit. To God we are Muslims. To God we submit. That doesn't mean you only submit to God, obviously, right? The start is God, and whatever God tells you to submit, what is that? It's written in the Quran. So, what if you do whatever's in the Quran, you're a Muslim. But if you follow the Quran and you believe it, you're a mu'min, a believer. And that takes a lot more time than people imagine or envisage in their minds and hearts. It takes way longer than what you could imagine to become a believer. Yeah, so you have to start. So anyway, here we have questions here. Let's see. Okay, in the Quran, it is said that when the disbelievers will be raised on Judgment Day, they will say, "Who has raised us from our sleep?" Would it then be accurate to say that after that we are not alive in a physical form but are in a state of a dream, as we would be waiting to be resurrected and be judged by Allah? No, not necessarily. We Not necessarily, for sure not. I mean, some maybe who has risen up from our repose, they say, yeah. But this is a very um, complicated question to answer, because there is a judgment which occurs for every people, every generation. Every generation, when it ends, a judgment is made, and people are sent to hell and people are sent to the garden. Read chapter 7 and other places in the Quran. So when is this actually happening? Can you tell me the sign where this, who has raised us from our, I think it's repose, yeah?
Yeah. Who raised us from our repose?
Yeah, so it's, I think it's in chapter 36. Let me find this. So what it says here,
Repose was definitely used. I don't know about the other word.
I will share this, and then we can look at what is happening here and try and figure out what does this actually apply. Can you see it?
Not yet.
No? All right.
Nope.
Well, we'll try and get this again. How about now? No. Wow. Interesting. Let's see if we can get this somehow. Not again. Oh,
Maybe
we
you
have.
need to minimize me or something. Last time
Oh,
I went,
it should come by itself. You were here last time when I.
yeah, and I was minimized.
Okay, now let's see if we can bring it back on. Yeah, now it's
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the chapter. So let's start from sign 46. I mean, everything has to be read in context. I can't really explain this, but I'll read it and see where this is headed. And not
Mm,
she comes to them from signs of their Lord, except they are over her turned away. So that's what happens to most people. You see a sign and no, that happens all the time. Earthquake, yeah, they happen all the time. Hurricanes, yeah, man. Wars, yeah, it all happens all the time. There's no big deal. And when said to them, spend from what sustains you the God, say those who reject to those who believe. Do we feed one? If he wishes, the God would feed him. If you accept him, so they say God does everything, so let him feed. And then they say our
unbelievable.
best trait is that we have free will. Yeah, that adds up to perfection, right?
Mm,
And they say, where there's the promise, if you be truthful. So that we're telling them the blast is coming, the end is coming, the destruction is coming. So not they looking, except blast one. She will grab them, and they surely disputing, but not they capable ordaining, and not to their keepers they returning, and will be blown in the whistle. But when they from the graves to their Lord they marching. So who are these people? Are these all the people who are in the graves? Are this for that particular generation that are going to be brought out and judged? Or is it for all of mankind? And it could be any of those things. Which one is it? I don't know. I can tell you that for sure at the end, people will be brought out from their graves. They will be brought out from their graves. Those that are not in the hell and not in the garden. They're in limbo. You're not in a
mm.
dream when you're dead, yeah? I mean, how can you say you're in a dream when you're dead? When you're dead, you're dead. You can't see anything most of the time. If God wakes you up and shows you something in your death, that's his business. Then there are those who are burning in the fire, no doubt about it. And then there are those who are alive in the garden or being sustained by God, who have passed through this life. At the end, those guys will be brought out from wherever they are, and the hellfire people will be brought out from wherever they are, and those that are nor in the hellfire and nor in the garden will be brought out from their graves. So it doesn't matter.
But uh, if somebody is somebody who died as a messenger of God or a believer or believer true or a Muslim, won't he know that God is the one who took him out from the repose?
Oh yeah, I mean, but this is also rhetorical, right? I mean, they will know. It's not like they won't know, right? I mean, when you die, you will see literally everything. Nothing is going to be like kept
Hidden.
as a secret as such. Yeah, you will know the reality when you die. So if you die and you are destined for hell, you're going to go to hell. There's going to be no escape for that. And if you die and you're going to the garden, God puts you in the garden. If you're killed in the path of God, he gives you sustenance whatever he wishes, and you do whatever God lets you do or wants you to do. He might make you an angel. I don't know. He can make us angels. It's nothing big deal for God. I mean, he made the demon Iblis angel, and then he went to hell because he rejected God at the time of the creation of man. So this is not a big deal for God. It's not like the angels have any power over God or the spirit. No, they're all servants of God. They're just, for us, they are godlike because we can't understand the powers they have, the absolute authority they have from God. You would confuse an angel with God easily if you don't know the reality, which is the case for most people. They don't know the reality. They don't know how the unseen actually works. They make man as if some creation which is unfathomable and God can't do without us. And, he would go insane if mankind disappeared. Just read the Quran. He doesn't give a damn. In the big picture, he's just given us a chance and he wants us to choose. That's all. He's given us the choice and the chance to choose to go to hell or to choose to save ourselves from hell. That's the choice we have. How it ends up and what we do with that choice, and while we choose or we don't choose, depends on your steadfastness, the ability that God gives you because of your steadfastness to save yourself. You can't save yourself. We cannot be guided if God doesn't guide us. It's impossible. It's not possible. We use our intention or our desire to do what we want. The other side is the same. It's not like you can become a Satan just because you want to. You have to try that side as well. Then God will make you a Satan. Don't worry. If you want to be rich and famous, you try hard enough, God will make you rich and famous. It's what you strive for, you will be brought. So I think that explains it, right? Imran.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing that yeah, yesterday I was thinking about what you just said, that I was going through that sign with the people who were forgiven and put in the garden. Who would know better about the reality of that than somebody who's been put in there? And then God is telling us their statement directly, and they said what you just repeated, that if God had not guided us to the garden, we ain't gonna make it in
Exactly.
any chance.
Exactly. And then where it says, uh, don't blur our hearts, behold, after you guide us, our Lord.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And send from your side mercy, surely you, the bountiful. So, obviously, even after we're guided, we know it's only the grace of God that keeps us guided. If
Hmm.
it were up to ourselves, we would go astray, obviously.
Hmm.
So, we have to keep going back to God
Hmm.
and making sure that we understand that it is His power and His will that is kept keeping us on the path, and our intention have to remain. He will not change with what with the people until they change with what their souls. So you change your soul, and then God will change what is with you. And it goes both ways. If you're evil and you change to good, and you strive on that path and are steadfast, are constant, God will then change you over to good. And if you're good and then you change over to evil, and you are steadfast and constant on that path, God will take you to evil and bring evil to you. So, anyway, here's another. Would it be accurate to say that angels are controllers, or are they a specific type of creation? Iblis is said as being an angel while he was a jinn. Please, no. While being a jinn or man has no meaning. God can make a man an angel, God can make a demon an angel, and then there are the angels. They are created angels. As far as I understand, I could be wrong, but as I see it, that the angels who are created angels cannot go against God. Demons and men are the only two creations that I'm aware of. And there is no example of any other, no reference to anything else God has created. These two creations, the demons, which are called the jinn, which are created from fire, and us, men, which were created from sulfur and then from dust here, yeah, on the earth, the second creation that we are in today. These are the only two creations that are able to rebel against God. They can stand against the command of God, not just question it. We have the ability to go against it. And that did not change, obviously, when Iblis, the demon, was made an angel by God. He still retained the demon capacity to rebel against God. The angels can't. How many demons did he make angels? I don't know. I just know about Iblis. How many men has he made angels in the hereafter? I don't know. One, none, hundreds? I have no idea. I can't tell you that. But he can make anyone he wants into an angel. I mean, he made men into pigs, right? And he made men into apes. So, what's the big deal? It doesn't make any difference. So the angels control everything under God, the spirit and the angels. Nobody has control over them except God. And their authority is absolute, their power is absolute. What they are commanded will be done. There's no question about it. You cannot question that. And when we think we have some power over the angels, that would only be in the instant like Solomon when God gave him the power over Harut and Marut, the two angels that were there to set up his kingdom and do his bidding. Other than that, there's no way you're going to have control over the angels. Only God will give you, obviously, like he establishes his messenger over any he wishes. The angels are his messengers, the men are his messengers. So he can make a man over an angel as a command. But do you think that man will have the powers of an angel? No, not a chance. No way. Do you think Solomon was the one who brought the throne from Sheba over to his in front of him? No, the angel brought it. The angel brought that throne before Sheba, Queen of Sheba, and her chiefs arrived, submitting to Solomon. Does that clarify it?
Beautiful. I have to
Okay.
mute so I don't cry.
All right. So what else is up?
Well, one thing is for sure that, you know, it is so rare on this earth to truly hear someone say that whatever that I have is because of God. A lot of people say that,
They don't mean
but
it.
yeah, you can easily, if you use the Quran, you can check in the tone of the voice and the tone of the saying if they really mean it or not. And then even if they can fool you, God will show you.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So, the thing is that, sorry to interrupt, but the thing is that, you know, I honestly tell you that this is what I want to hear. Uh, so that, it confirms me in my heart what I feel. But most of the mankind hate it, man. They hate it when we say that, and they hate God and His happiness in their hearts
yeah,
because they don't want to do what He's telling them to do, what is in their own benefit.
yeah. That is the case with man. He's the unthankful ingrate to his Lord. It's written. It's not like one. We are all ingrates as well. I look at myself and like, yeah, you're not thankful enough to God. You can never be. How can we thank? Okay, let's yeah. So dust in this life. The guy was asking, dust in this life. That is correct. We are created from dust in this life. And in the first life, we were created from sulfur, where all that what happened with Adam and his spouse in the garden occurred in our first creation. We were all created. We were all created there, all of us from sulfur. The word is teen in Arabic, and here we are created from turab, which is dust. It's no big deal. God created the demons from fire. Why? He can create us from steel if he wants. He can create us from wood if he wants. I mean, what's the big deal? These people are just too deluded with the how from sulfur did he create us? Okay, how did he create the demons from fire then? Can you explain that to me?
He said, "Kun."
Exactly. I mean, people are just lost in their delusions because we are bound by our own binds that we put upon ourselves, which is the binds of science and technology, of the laws of so-called
Culture.
nature around us. Yeah, sure, that applies to us, and some of us that doesn't even apply, by the way. So when God wants to lift those laws for anyone, then that person can circumvent those laws. Like in the case of Solomon, perfect example. Like in the case of Jesus, perfect example. Like in the case of Moses, perfect example. They did things which cannot be explained by the laws of nature. So, which question is that? Oh, if you are a soul and not the body, then does that mean that our souls have been created from sulfur? No. The soul is a different creation. I didn't see that question. So let's read this question first.
By
If
the
we,
way, you can share the question on the screen
oh,
also.
right. Yeah. I didn't, I can show this question. Here it
Yeah.
is. If we are the soul and not the body, then does that mean that our souls have been created from sulfur? Or does it mean that our bodies were made from sulfur in the past life? And with dust in this life. Correct. I didn't hear this one. Yeah, correct. We were created from sulfur, the bodies. The body and the soul are separate things. They cannot be confused with each other. The soul is a complete separate thing. That is who we actually are, the self. The self is put into a body. People say we will be bodiless and in spirit form in the hereafter are a bunch of nonsensical morons. Absolute. The angels have bodies. They can change shape, just like the demons can change their shape. But the soul inside is an angel soul. The soul inside the demon's body is a demon soul. And the soul in our bodies is a human, man soul, uh, insan. And
Beautiful.
we were in the sulfur bodies there, and then we were all killed. And in this creation, we have come from Adam and his spouse as our parents here. Up there, at the first creation, there was no father or mother. Yeah, we were all created from sulfur, and we were given life, i.e., the spirit of God, Gabriel, blew life into our bodies via our souls being implanted in those bodies of sulfur and whatever else God does to give us life. And here we're done. The creation is obvious. I mean, we gestate for 9 months in the wombs of our mothers, and then we come out as little babies and we grow and then we die. In the next creation, there will be no mother, father there. Yeah, all, all the lineages will be broken there. Everybody's going to run from each other there. Yeah, people, oh, my father, I'm going to meet him in the garden. Yeah, if he makes it there, and if you make it there, otherwise you meet him in hell. Or you won't meet him if he's in hell and you're in the garden, or vice versa. I mean, this is all nonsensical garbage, yeah, that we don't understand. We are not going to die after the next creation. When this whole thing is ended and the final decision is made, or even before that, those that are burning are never going to now die. They're going to burn forever, and the others are going to live forever, whenever forever lasts still. Yeah. When God ends the heavens and the earth, when He decides, then we will be finished. But till that time, after the next creation, nobody is dying. It doesn't matter whether you're in the hell or you're in the garden. There are no other options. It's either hell, the seven levels or seven doors to hell, you will be in one of those, or you will be in the Firdaus, which is the highest garden, or the lower garden. I mean, I'd take either one of them over hell, yeah? People just want to go to the Firdaus, and that takes them to hell, by the way, because if they can't do it, then they give up. I'm like, my Lord, as long as there's no fire, I'm great. Either garden is fine for me as long as there's no fire in the hereafter. And people say, well, people are going to be dying in the hell. Yeah, they'll be dying, but they will not die. They will be in the perpetual state of death. Can you imagine that? So people don't understand the atrocities that are going on in the hereafter and will occur in the hereafter. These things that happen on the earth are nothing. The whole world here, what is the earth we're on, is all nonsense. It's all deception, delusion, hoax. Everywhere you look, there's a conspiracy going on. I mean, you don't even have to try hard. It's just everywhere you look, you turn a stone, oh, there's a conspiracy. You turn over the other, oh, there's another conspiracy there. And then people just spend all their life saying, look, I found a conspiracy. Well, why don't you step back and look? The whole life is a conspiracy. So why are you looking in conspiracies within the conspiracy? It's people are just crazy. They don't understand what's going on, and then they want to live on forever here. The idea of perpetual life is intrinsic to us. Think about it. Do you really want to die? Think about it.
No.
Yeah, but we must understand what God's plan is.
Hmm.
Here, there's no escape from death. So you
Hmm.
have to accept that and ask
Hmm.
God to make it easy. Yeah. And in the hereafter, you have no choice. It's perpetual life.
Hmm.
Even if you want to die, you cannot die in the hereafter. And guess what? The ones in hell,
I'm saying that.
They want to be finished. Finish us
Yeah.
off. They will tell the angel, "Oh Malik, oh Master, this finish over us. Tell your Lord to finish over." Yeah, it's not going to happen like that. Huh? They're going to stay there till God wants them to stay there, which is literally forever in the perpetual tyranny and torture and terror of hell. Welcome to the reality. That's what's going to be told to them. Yeah.
The,
Welcome to the
the,
reality.
the actual terror or actual bliss is in the hereafter.
Absolutely. Hey, I mean, we have bliss and terror here as well. We make too much of it.
Mm.
The real bliss, which God says no soul knows the coolness of the eyes that God has created for in the
Yeah.
hereafter. Yes, and nobody knows those. I haven't seen it. I can only see it through the book's lens, which only gives me probably a whiff of it. Yeah, and that whiff far outpaces anything I can ever imagine having in this life. Far outpaces it.
Mm.
Okay,
Beautiful.
that's
It's
done.
beautiful. It's
Oh, this is I forgot. Yeah, we could just put the questions up there. Yeah, like clicking on it. That's better. We're learning. Anyway, last parts and hours up, and then I'm going.
yeah. I was saying that people have so many issues, or they used to have about so many issues about how you talk. So people don't have issues about how the presidents of the world talk and how the gangsters talk, and people have issues with how messengers of God talk.
Yeah.
But then they have no issues when they will see the angel messengers of God coming to collect the soul, how they will talk.
Mm, that is amazing. That's a sight to behold. Yeah, sight to
Yeah.
behold. Okay, here's one more question. Let's see this. So, will we have the same type of bodies and forms in the hereafter, or will we be in a different type of a body and form in the hereafter? Also, will the people of paradise and hell have the same types of bodies or forms, or will they have different types of bodies and forms? Not talking about just the face. We will be in different forms there, yeah? We will not be in these same forms, and we could be. So, we don't know. It says we will create you in forms not you know, in creation not you know. So, why are we asking that question? You should not ask a question which the Quran has told you no answer to. Yeah. And they say they will be created in what they already know. It's also written in the Quran, right? We will create them in what they know. Which one are those? Probably the rejectors. I don't know. I can go into the details and figure out the answer specifically for you, but we don't know. We will not be in these bodies. God says for those who are in the garden. And then they will be created in what they already know. What is it? Is it the first one out of sulfur? Or is it this one that we already know? I don't know. We can look into this questions and ask the Quran, and it will tell. I can get you the answer, but it's not of any import. There are. He will say, "We will create you in forms not you create you in what not you know." So what is that? We know the sulfur. We know the sulfur. We know the dust. So there is a third creation, obviously, right? That we don't know. Or is it because we don't know the sulfur and will be created in that? Which is it? We can keep arguing this question over and over. And if you can get me that sign, I can look for it myself. Yeah.
What about and you will recognize between each other?
Yeah, we will know. It doesn't have to be like bodies, right? It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
because of bodies. God can make you recognize the other because he makes you recognize. That's it.
true. That's it.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe we'll have like a halo on top of us saying, "This is he, this guy." I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just
The,
making a joke.
yeah, like in
People,
chapter 7, they will recognize with their marks.
yeah, but that's a different thing.
That's a
The
different
marks
thing.
is those who are going to hell and those who are not. In
Okay.
chapter 7, when it says they will recognize them with their marks, they will know those that are going to hell and they will know those that are going to the garden. Yeah.
Oh, that's why the walkers will address them because they will see the marks.
Yeah, exactly. They will know which
Uh,
are the hellbound, and they will know
ah,
those that are not going to hell but have not entered the garden yet. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It happens at the end of every generation. Every people, when it's ended by God, this sequence
Beautiful.
occurs, and then people are put in hell and people are put in the garden. So let me look at this sign. Actually, no, let's just leave that for now. It's like that's a question that we really don't need to have a clear answer. I'll look into it and I'll let you know later about.
Yeah,
I've thought
yeah.
about that, but like I look at that, why does it matter? Which creation? I mean, the demons can change bodies on the earth. So, like, what is the point of knowing which form you're going to be in? The
You'll
angel,
be in a form. That's enough.
yeah, you will be in a form. Period. That's it. Will you be able to change that form? Probably. I would guess probably in the hereafter. You can do whatever you want in the hereafter, God says. There will be no rules other than don't try and reject God there, i.e., rebel against Him. Then you'll be in the hellfire like Iblis. Anyways, alrighty then. Are we done for today?
I mean, we can never be get done with this one, man. It's a, wa aqimus salata wa atuz zakat.